Top of the hour. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ted Rollins. Glad to have you along with us on this Monday afternoon. We are in several courtrooms this afternoon in South Carolina. Jury selection is wrapping up, and then it'll be time for opening statements in the disabled teenage death trial. Rita Pangalangan and her boyfriend Larry King, both facing a jury accused of putting 13-year-old little Christina Pangalangan inside a car and leaving her to die in August of 2019. We'll take you into the courtroom as soon as those opening statements begin. We're also in California, where jury selection is underway in the murder trial for Gareth Pursehouse. He's accused of murdering Amie Harwick, the ex-fiancée of Price is Right host Drew Carey. Opening statements expected to begin tomorrow in that case. And let's begin with that case out in the state of California. And to get us caught up and up to speed, here's Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft.
We have Dr. Amie Harwick.
Dr. Amie Harwick was a Hollywood family and sex therapist who paid for her PhD by modeling and fire eating at LA parties.
It still hurts you, and it's okay to say it hurts.
She counseled the Braxtons on We's reality television show, Braxton Family Values, had her own YouTube channel and a growing following, but her rise to fame was cut short on February 15th, 2020. Police responded to a 911 call in Hollywood Hills. They were told a woman was being assaulted in her home. They found Harwick on the ground beneath her third-story balcony. An autopsy found she died of strangulation and injuries from the fall. Her ex-fiancé, actor and comedian Drew Carey, spoke to CBS 48 Hours. They were together for more than a year, but broke up in 2018. Harwick reached out to him in 2020, just 2 days prior to her murder.
I got a text from her and would love to get together with you and talk. And I said, yeah, I would love to do that. I love you.
Are you sad you never got that chance?
I never got it. I never got a chance to do it.
Investigators found evidence of a struggle inside the house. Take a listen to what else they found from Investigation Discovery's Death by Fame.
LAPD investigators saw beads that trickled through from the bedroom all the way to the balcony of the home that looked like they came from a necklace.
They also found a syringe with nicotine in it. Although she wasn't injected with it, there was enough nicotine in there to be death-causing.
Detectives soon zeroed in on Gareth Pursehouse, Harwick's ex-boyfriend who had allegedly been physically abusive. She had filed restraining orders, but he allegedly kept stalking and harassing her, even 8 years after their breakup. Here's more from Harwick's friends on Investigation Discovery's Death by Fame.
She talked about how she was afraid of him. She would say, he's a computer genius and he might, be monitoring my phones and so forth.
She's always been scared, and she's always mentioned that she feared for her safety.
During a search of Pursehouse's home, police found syringes, the same type and content as the one found at the crime scene. They also found bloody clothing, and he was arrested and charged with the murder of his ex-girlfriend. Prosecutors accused Pursehouse of throwing Harwick over the balcony to her death. Ironically, before her death, Pursehouse posted this video on Twitter, joking about a similar killing in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, first season, the brother and sister are up in the castle, and then the kid sees him through the window, and the brother has to go and throw the kid off and to kill him. And even though it's evil, I feel kind of bad for the brother.
Pursehouse has pleaded not guilty in the death of his ex-girlfriend.
Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, this is Dr. Amie Harwick.
Again, jury selection beginning this week, and we'll have opening statements a little later in the week. It's a trial that we've been anticipating here at Court TV. Let's talk about it with trial attorney and host of Once Upon a Crime in Hollywood, the podcast, Kelly Hyman. She's in Miami, Florida, and national trial attorney Michael Jaffer. He is in Michigan. All right, this case, Kelly, it's almost like out of a horror movie with this idea of a person she can't allegedly get rid of. Restraining orders, 8 years of back and forth after they broke up. Friends say that she was paranoid that this guy was stalking her. And here we are, she's dead, he's on trial.
This is horrible, Ted. Here we have this beautiful, young, vibrant woman who had an amazing career, that was doing good things, and she was killed. She filed restraining orders. She tried to get away from this guy. Ultimately, at the end, she's dead. Hopefully, her family will have some type of justice, and whoever did this will be accountable for their actions.
Mike, we don't know a ton about the state's case. We know that there, was some bloody clothing found at him, and they zeroed in on him shortly after the incident, because you had all these people coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, you got to look at him because she was scared of him. At the end of the day, it's easy to point fingers at the person that was that guy that, she was scared of, but there's got to be more to it than that. And I guess the bloody clothing is going to be real big.
I fully agree. I fully agree. And my opinion on these investigations now has changed in the past 10 years. And here's why. Here's what I'm going to say. The police and the detectives who investigated this know things we don't know. I'm assuming, this is a prediction, I'm assuming that there's a bunch of forensic evidence, telephone evidence, tracking evidence that we don't yet know, but we're going to find out about soon. Because for them to, arrest the guy, the overwhelming majority of people who are arrested in murders like this end up getting convicted. Why? Especially these days, because the overwhelming amount of investigative tools that investigators have far surpassed what we had 20 years ago and what we had growing up. So we don't know much, but we're going to find out a lot. Yeah, the bloody clothing is going to be a big deal. They've undoubtedly ran tests, but there's other stuff that have connected him to this murder. We'll find out about it.
Yeah, and Kelly we would assume that his phone, it's either, one of two things. It's right there at the murder scene, or it's conveniently turned off during the time of the incident. It's pretty hard to get away with anything when you're dragging around these phones, and we know he was a guy that was on the internet and posting things and, posting videos, et cetera, et cetera. His digital footprint is going to be massive, maybe even more important than those bloody clothes.
That's going to be key, because that's in regards to pinpointing him potentially at the place. So the phone, any type of evidence like that is going to definitely going to be key for the state in this matter.
What about the Drew Carey connection? I mean, it's just an interesting bit of information, Michael. She dated Drew Carey, a well-known figure. Do you think that this jury will ever even know that? Yes, she had a conversation with him or messaged him 2 days beforehand, but to what degree do you think the state would want that information in there? And I'm sure the defense wouldn't mind it, because it just adds another human being into the mix. But do you think Drew Carey comes in at all here?
Absolutely. I think he's going to have to. I think he might even testify, and I'll tell you why. The timeline works out where she dated this accused murderer before she basically became famous and elevated herself and became engaged to Drew Carey. What they're going to probably show is that he became very jealous when she had her own reality show, and when she got onto the Braxton reality show, she started, she got engaged to, Drew Carey, and then all of a sudden the prior ex-boyfriend, who she had a domestic abuse situation with, became very jealous, and he kept coming back and back and back. They're going to have to bring in Drew Carey. They're going to have to put him on the stand and ask him, hey, did she ever complain about this guy? Undoubtedly, she's complained about this guy to her fiance, because she was engaged to her fiance after she had all these incidents with this gentleman. So, I mean, undoubtedly, they're going to bring him in for sure.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that. Another wrinkle in this case. We'll see it all play out of Los Angeles there in that jury selection process. Started it last week, actually. We expect opening statements tomorrow.